In a high-intensity WNBA clash that kept fans on edge until the final seconds, the Minnesota Lynx edged the Dallas Wings 90-86 in a gripping contest defined by momentum swings, defensive grit, late-game execution, and individual brilliance on both sides, as the game unfolded like a playoff atmosphere despite being part of the regular season, with both teams refusing to give an inch from tip-off to the final buzzer, and the result ultimately reinforcing the competitive depth of the league while spotlighting the resilience and late-game composure of the Minnesota Lynx in front of a roaring crowd that witnessed one of the most tightly contested finishes of the season. From the opening quarter, the tone was set by aggressive defensive schemes and quick transitions, with the Lynx pushing early tempo through sharp ball movement and disciplined spacing while the Dallas Wings countered with physical perimeter defense and quick isolation scoring, ensuring neither side could build a significant early cushion as Minnesota leaned on structured offensive sets designed to create mid-range opportunities and high-percentage looks in the paint, while Dallas responded with fast break bursts and timely three-point shooting that kept them within striking distance throughout the first half. The Lynx, known for their disciplined approach and defensive communication, showed early signs of cohesion as they rotated effectively on defense and limited second-chance opportunities. But the Wings matched that intensity with strong rebounding efforts and aggressive drives to the rim, turning the game into a tactical chess match between two evenly matched teams, and by the end of the first quarter the scoreboard reflected the balance of play with neither team able to pull away, setting up a second quarter that intensified the physicality and raised the stakes even higher. In the second quarter, Minnesota began to find rhythm through structured offensive possessions that emphasized ball reversals and off-ball movement, creating open lanes for cutters and forcing Dallas to adjust their defensive coverage. Yet the Wings responded with resilience, leaning on their guard rotation to penetrate the Lynx defense and draw fouls that resulted in crucial free throw conversions, keeping the score tight as both teams traded baskets in rapid succession, with momentum swinging back and forth like a pendulum. And as halftime approached, it became increasingly clear that this would be a game decided not by one dominant run but by execution in the final minutes. As the teams entered the locker room tied in competitive tension, coaches on both sides emphasized defensive adjustments and late clock shot discipline, knowing that small margins would determine the outcome, and when play resumed in the third quarter, the intensity only escalated further as Minnesota's offense began to show improved fluidity, with crisp passing sequences leading to open perimeter looks and strong interior finishes, while the Dallas Wings countered with a renewed focus on transition offense, pushing the pace whenever possible and attempting to disrupt Minnesota's defensive setup before it could fully organize, resulting in a third quarter that featured multiple lead changes and highlighted the endurance and mental toughness of both squads. The Lynx demonstrated their trademark resilience during this stretch, particularly in half-court defensive sets where they forced contested shots and capitalized on turnovers to generate points in transition, while the Wings leaned heavily on their athleticism and quick decision-making to stay within reach, ensuring the game remained locked in a narrow margin heading into the final quarter, where everything would be decided. By the start of the fourth quarter, the atmosphere had shifted into full playoff mode, with every possession carrying heightened significance and every defensive stop drawing visible reactions from players and fans alike. And it was here that the Minnesota Lynx began to show their championship composure, executing key possessions with precision, slowing the tempo when necessary, and choosing high-percentage shots that prevented Dallas from fully capitalizing on their offensive bursts, while the Wings refused to fade, responding with clutch perimeter shooting and aggressive drives that repeatedly cut into Minnesota's lead, keeping the game within a single possession for long stretches of the final period. As the clock dipped under 5 minutes, the tension reached its peak, with both teams trading crucial baskets and defensive stops, and the Lynx relying on structured offensive execution and veteran leadership to maintain composure under pressure, while Dallas attempted to force turnovers and accelerate the pace in hopes of creating a late surge. But Minnesota's defensive discipline proved decisive in key moments, particularly in boxing out during critical possessions and contesting shots without fouling, a factor that ultimately helped them maintain a slim but crucial advantage. In the final 2 minutes, the game transformed into a free throw and execution battle, with every possession magnified and every decision carrying immense weight, and the Lynx managed to convert important opportunities at the line while also securing vital defensive rebounds that denied the Wings second-chance scoring chances, even as Dallas continued to fight relentlessly, hitting a clutch three-pointer and forcing a late turnover that briefly reignited hopes of a comeback. But Minnesota's response was immediate and composed, as they executed a well-structured offensive set that resulted in a high-percentage basket, restoring their narrow lead and forcing Dallas into a final desperate push. The closing seconds saw intense pressure defense from the Wings, who attempted to trap and force a turnover, but Minnesota's ball handling held firm, allowing them to drain precious seconds off the clock before sealing the game with final free throws that extended the lead to 4 points, effectively ending the contest at 90-86 in favor of the Lynx. Throughout the game, standout performances emerged on both sides, with Minnesota's leadership core stepping up in critical moments, orchestrating offensive flow and ensuring defensive accountability.